Hey guys, welcome to another live session here from Encoder Fashion. I'm Rose, and today I will add or answer some question to the viewer. We have a little bit trouble about doing pleats, and many of us still get confused about pleats because it is quite complicated in close 3D. We have to be on the right tool and have the right measurement and certain thing that if we don't do it right, it doesn't work at all. So tonight we are going to clarify on how to use the pleat tool and certain issue, and I hope to answer your question. So we have several questions about why the pleat tool doesn't work, and another question how we apply thickness onto the fabric itself, and also have to do with the folding. So right here I have the box pleated skirt, and I will leave all the links below the video guide if you guys want to find out more about the box pleated skirt on Etsy, as well as this is a garment file which is a digital pattern, and for this skirt itself is a nice pleated skirt which we will talk about tonight, and if we have enough time we will make a nice pleated skirt. All right, so right now I'm going to close this here and we will go to CLO, and let's quit that. So right now I'm here in CLO. So the rule of thumb to making a pleated skirt or pleated garment, we want to have this fabric here 3:1. So for example, we have the waistband here 1 time, and down here we have 3 times of the amount of the waistband. So right here this is the waistband, and as well as the pleat skirt right here. All right, so I already got the measurement here, and again guys, I got a lot of question about how to measure the avatar in close 3D as well, or how to measure in general. Tonight we are going to measure, just take a simple measure from the avatar. However though, we measure the avatar is the same as we're measuring a body, a real body, okay? And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to measure the skirt from this tall side avatar. So by the way guys, this avatar right here is a default size, okay? You can also change the size of the avatar to have a real body size, a woman body size. For example, let's say you want a petite, you can change the size, and all the sizes are in CLO library. And I will also, again, last week we talked about the CLO latest update, which is down here 2024.2. Now we don't have library to the left, we will have the library over here to the right with this link icon over here. So we will refer to that library there, and it's quite simple. They try to make it easier for us to use, but at the same time it's also a learning curve for many of us. So we will have fun and enjoy this closed session. So welcome guys, and right now it is CLO beginners. So what that means, I will walk you through all the tools that we are using step by step, and if we're not finished tonight in 30 minutes, we will continue the course to next live session on Monday, okay? And by the way guys, if you guys new to my channel, we have live session here every Monday from 5:30 to 6 o'clock, okay? So let me check for a second guys, see if my everything working okay, because all right, seems like everything working fine. I have my light is running, and let's see if I have audio working. So another thing that I want to mention guys, you guys can leave the comment under the video if you guys have any question at all. All right, so now let's cut to what we're gonna do here. Okay, so this is the pleat I have actually let me unhide that. So my key selects and then selects show 3D pattern here. So here the pleat that I have done earlier, let me expand it. So I have finished these 3 kind of pleat. The first one here, knife pleat, which is the most common, and then box pleat, and then accordion. These are the 3 pleats that most common, and we use it a lot for the garment, mostly skirt, dress, and much more. And Close 3D provide us the perfect tool for us to use it. Okay, so I'm going to simply let's delete all this, and right here, this is the measurement here. So the measurement for this avatar here, I have the waist circumference here 64, and I divided by 4 is 16, and here is skirt length. So I will show you how to measure this. And right here the waistband, we decided use the waistband 4 centimeter. So if you guys follow along in this line session, you will be able to create pleats as well as understand the thickness as well as the pleat fold and so on. So to create the pleat that looks like crisp and beautiful, we want to apply certain fold, render, and so on onto this material. Okay, all right, let's get to it. First of all, let's go to file here and then select new project. So we will remove everything here. File not saved. Do you want to save? No, I do not want to save this. So open new file, new project. It's like start from like scratch right now. Okay, all right. So now first we're gonna go to load the avatar. We'll go to library menu here, like to the right, and then come down here. It's a little bit more complex. So first of all, if you guys don't have the same but up here, no worry, because mine I add more libraries. So right here, this is my library, this is my library. So I add more here, and you probably see this home button right here. The home button right here is the same as the old library we have before its updates. Okay, so right now we are gonna go to avatar here, and then we want to come down here to female, double click on the open, then come down here, double click on Mia or Maya, and then load her onto the workspace. Alright, so we got the avatar, and then the shoe, I will leave everything as default so it's easier for us to follow along. Okay, now let's create the measurement. So to take the measurement here, let's first of all start one fabric here. I'm going to use this fabric right here, so to write down what we measure onto the avatar. Okay, all right, so right now we will come up here to this 3D toolbar. So first of all though, I got a question about why you don't see the thickness onto the fabric here. So over here to the vertical toggle menu, we want to select thick texture surface. So let's say for example, excuse me, let me get out that tool, go to transform tool here. So if I click on the fabric here and then come down here, and I want to change that thickness right there. So add thickness collision to, let's say maybe it is 2.5 right now, but let's change it to maybe 5, and then press on return enter on the keyboard. So if we come over here and we rotate this a little, and right here we have the thickness right there, we can see the thickness right here. But if we over here, we come over here and then only select this normal texture, now we don't see this thickness. However, since right now the fabric is flat, it's hard for us to see. We have to either bend it or turn into the garment first. We will see the thickness apply onto that garment. Okay, all right, so first of all, let me show you how to measure this, and we can actually create a pleat. So we want to measure this avatar. To measure the avatar, we will use we come over here to this 3D toolbar and then select this basic circumference measure avatar here, and we're going to click 1 over here. So let's say depend on where you want the waistband to be. Is low waist will be down here, and for the pleated skirt, for this one, we're going to come up here a little bit and then click one to start. Hover the mouse to the right, then click once again. Now, if we hover a mouse around here, we will see this circle. And I'm going to simply double click right there to end that. Now we have this 62.47. So my older measurement was 64 because I measured low down here a little bit. So I can either stick with 62.47 or create 64. Okay, it's up to me or up to you as a designer. And down here we will measure from there to down here. So I'm going to use this another measurement here. So by the way, guys, just like anything, as a designer, we want to do a lot of trial and error. Okay, let's say if I decided to have the waistband here 64, 62, after we fit the avatar, we will adjust afterward. And right now, let's say we want to measure the skirt length, so we will use this basic tape measurement, and then we start from there, click one, and then come down here. And let's say we want the skirt about right here, double click on it once again to stop. And now we have this skirt measurement. Let's say I'm happy with 45, 64. So I will come up here and then write it down. I will use this pattern annotation tool, click right here, and then I will type in waist. Excuse me. So waist circumference here, 64 cm, and then here skirt length 45 cm. Okay, just like that, just for us. I can also write on the paper too, but right here so we get to see together. Okay, so then you guys can follow along. And now we are going to create the pleated skirt. Alright, so let's say we don't need this measurement anymore. We'll come over here to this edit measurement tool, click on there, and then simply click on that and then press or right click and then select delete measure. Or I can command or control plus letter A to select all the measurement and then press the delete on the keyboard. Okay, and now we will get out of that tool here to just select any the tool here. So I will click on the select / move tool to get out of that tool. And let's bring this. And guys, when I'm rotating this, just pressing on command or control, right click to rotate. So if you guys have trouble, let's say if your keyboard does not work the same as mine, you want to go to this setting here and then change your end user setting, and then you can change all that. And I have a video below the video on how to, a video link below this video when I'm finished, so you get to watch and how to change your shortcut keyboard if your keyboard doesn't work. Okay, so here now we're gonna create this skirt. So we will use the rectangle tool here, and I'm going to click one on a page because we want to type exact measurement. Okay, first of all, my measurement here is 64. Okay, so 64, if I divide it by 4, because we want to measure and then turn it to 1/4. So when it's come to drafting pattern, guys, we want to draft it 1/4 of pattern measurement. So for this example 64, I'm going to 64 then divided by 4, and that is 16. Okay, so we want this to be 16, the width right there. And then here the height, I'm going to type in 4 because that is the measurement of the waistband. You want the height of the waistband 4 cm. That's the most common. You can make it bigger if you want, up to you, but for this, in this case, I'm going to select 4 cm. And down here, number of shape, we will select 2 and then click on OK. So if it is a little bit confusing right now, you can simply sit and watch several times. I promise it will come easier after we do it often. And next, I'm going to switch the tool here to transform pattern tool. So right now here, this is the waistband. And over here, I'm going to move down here. This is where we're going to modify it to create the skirt length and the skirt pleat. So I'm clicking on it and then click on this down arrow here, drag it down and then right click. So since the waistband here 4 centimeter, we want to subtract. So the skirt length here 46. If we subtract 4, now it was 45, sorry. I should leave it 45, but 46 fine. So 46, and if we minus 4, now it still have 42. So I'm going to come down here and then change the height here to 42. Okay? And then click on OK. So if we double check here, we have here 42 and here's 4, so 42 plus 4 is 6. Alright, so now we are going to make copy of this. We want to have this 3 times the amount of the waistband, okay? So we are going to make copy. I'm going to use this transform pattern tool and then Command or Control plus letter D to create this symmetric copy, and then click one right here, Command or Control, or you can right click and then select copy and then right click and then select paste. Then I'm going to press shift here. So now we have 3 pieces of the skirt pleat. Next we're gonna merge them. So I'm going to use this edit pattern tool here, guys, and then click one right here. Alright, so first of all, when I first started doing this, I was get so confused because when I merge the pattern together, this time right here I only need to click one, right click and then select merge, and then it fit perfect. It's because they're both linked together, I don't have to select 2. Now let's say for this example, this one right here, I have to select this one and then press on shift, select this one, right click, and then we want to select merge. Okay, so if you look at right here, it looks real like this, no problem. So all we need to do here, so first of all, let me switch the tool here to transform pattern tool, and we want to freeze this. Okay, and so when we freeze the pattern doesn't fall, and then I'm going to hide that pattern. So now we only hide in the 3D, because when we hide the pattern, now everything on the 2D it still appear except the 3D pattern does not, and that's what we want. So what we're gonna do here, we come over here to this 3D toolbar and then click on the reset to the arrangement all to reset the pattern. So if we look at right here, now a pattern reset the same exact like the one right here. Alright, let's arrange this a little bit. So I'm going to bring it over here just a little. Alright, so right now we want to remove the points and the baseline here. So to remove the point, you will use this edit pattern tool and then mark key all these points here and then press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard to delete. And next we want to remove this baseline. So I will use this tool here. It's called trace tool. It works really well to remove any baseline here. Or you can also come over here and then unlock baseline. You can use the edit pattern tool to remove it too. Let's do that. If I come over here and then select this unlock all baseline, I can use this edit pattern tool to remove this one by one. Or I can remove all at the same time too. Okay, so right now we are going to simply make another copy, or in this case, instead of make another copy, I'm going to unfold it. So right now this is 1/4, and when we create pleat, we want to turn it to 1/2, so then we don't have to do a lot of work. So for example, right here, I'm going to unfold it. To unfold, close now allow us to unfold both of the pattern at the same time. So I will use this edit pattern tool, my key selects both of the center area here, right click and then select unfold. If I can find the unfold part right here, so unfold. Alright, so now we unfold this. So now this is the skirt, 1/2 of the skirt. We're going to delete all these points, we don't need them either. Okay, so we're almost there, guys. This is quite exciting. We probably finished this skirt. It's amazing, guys. When we create any pattern in CLO, it's so fast, and you can test the pattern out really quickly. Like if you draft this kind of pattern in the real world, probably take an hour or something, or maybe an hour and a half. But you draft it in CLO, it's like so fast with this tool. And not only that, you can actually bring this pattern out. You can print it with your home printer if you place it on a PDF showing. Alright, so now we are going to simply create the internal line. So when it comes to making Pleats guide, I recommend you guys just have fun and follow along with this. However, you can also do trial and error on yourself too if you want to try something different. So right now with this skirt, we are going to create internal line here. Okay, so this is going to be another question that I got. Why when we sew the pleat and all the pleat kind of go all over the sewing, it doesn't stay just up here? So I'm going to show you why in a second. So first we're going to create the internal line. We're going to select one end right here, press on shift, select right here and right click. And then we want to select distribute internal line between segment here. And here I'm going to type in 29. Okay, so here we have 29 internal lines. I'm going to click on OK, and by default all the internal lines are selected. Okay, so right here this is important. I'm going to click one on the page to deselect for now. So if I use this pleat tool right now, pleat sewing tool, and continue sewing this, okay, so look and click and then hover. As you can see right here, the sewing does not understand that is the pleat because I did not tell it to. So I'm going to press escape here to get out. So for you to be able to sew, to use the pleat tool to sew this, you have to create points onto this end of the internal line. Right now I do not have point, I only have the internal line. I will show you why. So we'll click on this edit pattern tool, and if I click on this line right here, see all the selected line highlighted in yellow. So if I create point here, so let's say I'm going to create point now. I'm going to come over here and my key selects all these internal lines, okay? And then I'm going to right click and come over here to this extend / trim to add point to pattern outlines. And if I come over here now and then click on this line, only one segment is highlighted, and that's what we want, okay? And next we are going to simply use the pleat tool to sew this, and it will work just fine. Before we're gonna do that though, one more thing I want to do, you want to highlight all this internal lines here, and then come over here to the property editor, and we want to turn on this fold rendering, okay? And next we are going to use the pleat fold tool, guys. So this is also important. I'm going to click one on the page to deselect here. We're going to use the pleat fold tool first before we're going to sew this pleat. So to do so, we will come over here to this pleat tool here in the 2D toolbar, click on that, and now we're going to use this pleat fold. So click one right here and then double click here to bring this pleat fold window, and by default I have 9 pleats box is checked, and down here number of internal line per pleat 3 and fold angle 0 to 360. So just a quick tip, guys, if you guys want to make like accordion pleats, you want to select different fold angle. So I actually came up with the perfect number here. If you want to sew the accordion pleat, you want to select this one here, 90, let me see, so 90 to 70, that's for accordion pleats. That's for the future though. right now we are going to make these 9 pleats. Okay, so I have 9 pleats checks. I have this number of internal line per pleat 3, and then fold angle 0 to 360, and then we will click on OK. Okay, and after that we are going to use this pleat right here, guys. This pleat sewing tool. Before we're gonna do that though, let's place the pleat and the skirt onto the avatar first. Let's do that. So I'm going to use the transform pattern tool, and then my key selects both the pattern and come over here. I'm going to press on here, shift and letter F to turn on this show arrangement point tool, and then I'm going to hover the mouse over that avatar and then click one to place. And now I will come over here to the property editor and slide this sidebar down here until I see shape style. We'll change that to flat. Okay, all right, so let's see. I kind of get this right here a little bit crooked, so I'm going to let's hide this show arrangement point here by pressing on shift plus letter F, and then let kind of click this a little bit, right? I press on number 2 here. We want to see it straight on. Okay, and let's bring this down just a little bit. So what we can do here, we do not want this pattern here to hook onto the hand. Okay, so I can do over here just like that, and let's slide this up just a little bit. Okay, so right here, so first of all, guys, if we simulate after we sew this skirt and we simulate, this will fall off. So we want to freeze this part first. All right, so right now I'm going to click on that pattern there and then right click, and we want to freeze that waistband. And right here we want to strengthen the skirt pleat right here. Okay, and now we're going to sew. So I'm going to come over here to this 2D toolbar once again, guys, and then click on this pleat sewing machine looks like here, and then click on the pleat sewing tool. All right, so this is like magic, guys. It's so cool. So I will click on the first one here on the waistband, hover the mouse to the left, then click right here, and then click over here, and then click right here. As you can see right here, now the pleat is so perfectly onto the waistband. So another tip I want to mention too, so when you guys try to sew and then at the end here still wrap around, you either add more internal line or minus some internal line. Okay, if that happened. In this case, I came up with number 29s. So 29s when I create the internal lines, and it worked perfectly. All right, so next we want to simulate. So I'm going to come over here and click on the simulation button right there to simulate. And as you can see right here, we have the perfect, almost perfect. We kind of missed something here. All right, so let's stop the simulation. And if that happened, guys, no worry. What we're gonna do here, simply click, right click, and then select reset 3D arrangement, and let's try it again. And then simulate one more time. Hopefully this time works. All right, so for some reason that part doesn't seem like happy. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I'm going to move both pattern forward just a little bit. Okay, and then press on number 2 to see the front. Now we're going to try again. Click on that pleat pattern, right click, select reset arrangement selects, and let bring it up just a hint, and then let's simulate once again. All right, looks like it worked perfectly fine this time. I'm going to stop that. So right now, as you can see right here, we have the pleat working perfect. Next, we're going to make a copy onto the back pattern. So to make a copy onto the back pattern, simply my key selects. And guys, do not use symmetric pattern with copy, because then it will have opposite pleat, and we don't want that. We want this pleat here to kind of wrap around parallel with each other. So to do that, my key selects both the pleat, right click, and then select copy, and then right click again and then select paste. And I'm going to press on shift and then click one right here to place the pattern. Okay, now it is time to save, guys. Alright, so if we look at right here, I kind of got this messed up a little bit. Now I'm going to actually place these right here onto the avatar. So something that I can do about this, I can simply have the pleat, the skirt place onto the pattern first and then do the pleat, because that probably stay on there. But in this case, we are going to place the pattern here onto the avatar. So press on shift and press letter F here and then click on this. And right now it's placed. I'm going to rotate the avatar and then bring it down just a little. And let's come over here to property editor. And instead of have this shape style here to flat, let's try something a little bit different here. So let's say offset here, or orientation, let's say offset. We want to click and drag the offset here outward. As you can see right here, we expand the pleat right now, just like that. And let's see if I bring it down. Looks like it is. Bring it down enough. So we're gonna bring it down here a little bit further. And let's hide that show arrangement point for now, because we don't need it. And let's simulate. So as you can see right here, now we have the pleat almost perfect. Let's see if it's come out perfect. Let's help with this tool a little. Alright, so we can live with that for now. So over here, we are going to key select both of the pattern and then bring it in closer, okay? Alright, so press on number 8 here on the keyboard. We want to kind of adjust it to as close as possible, but not too close that it's snug. Let's try simulate that. See, yeah, that's okay. Alright, so next we are going to sew the waistband together, guys. So to sew the waistband together, I will use this segment sewing tool here. Now we want to sew this part here to this part and double check. Yep, we sew it correctly. And right here to right here. Alright, so after that we are going to unfreeze this waistband. And then we also want to strengthen that waistband for now. And let's have a finger cross, guys. I'm going to simulate here and see if it works. Okay, I'm going to stop the simulation and let's bring it up just a little bit more. Now let's simulate one more time. It actually looking pretty good for the first time, guys. So let's bring it up a little and then simulate one more time here. Actually that's good, looking pretty good. So right now all we need to do is we need to sew the side seam. So sew the side seam, I prefer sew the 2D, is much easier. We'll use the segment sewing tool and then click one right here, and then click right here, and then let's simulate once again and see if the pleat looking good. So right now the pleat doesn't look that bad at all. So I'm going to kind of rotate it down just a little bit here and let's simulate all the way. And I'm going to unstrengthen and let's simulate. So there you go. So the pleat skirt is looking pretty good. So it looks great. However, we can also improve on that because we can apply some wool fabric onto it and then apply the thick texture onto this. So let's try that. So I'm going to go to fabric here, guys. First of all, let's save this file because if we're not finished with it, we have to finish it later. So we are going to go to file here and then select save as and then projects, and I'm going to name this light pleat skirt. Okay, and I'm going to copy this. So by the way, guys, I always recommend you guys to create a folder for it, because then I'm going to paste it, because every time we save file from CLO or projects file, we have two files to save with CLO. We have .png and as you can see right here, and then a CLO project. So I'm going to click on save here. So I will show it in a second. Alright. Oh, so it is 30 minutes past, guys. We will continue with this next live session on Monday. Thank you guys so much for being here. I promise we will pick up where we left off next week on Monday. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you next time. Bye.